welcome back to Homestead Ranch. So the sun is trying to shine here this morning. Look at that. Ooh, that is beautiful. It's really windy up here on the hill. Y'all know that I live on a hill. We're in central Alabama, and I'm going to address a question that I've had more times than Carter has liver pills this morning. Why are my tomato plants wilting? So this happened to me, and I'm going to show you real life experience of what I think this is, but I'm no expert. I've been gardening here for 5 years, spring, summer, fall, and this is just what I've learned. So we planted all of this several days ago. This whole garden, this is new ground, okay? The night that we planted these transplants, which I have tomatoes here, all the way down, 100 foot, and then banana peppers over here. The night that we planted these, my husband watered the tomatoes while I was still planting, okay? He watered them at the base. I do a circular rim at the bottom for water retention, okay? We use Bonnie Best, Celebrity, and Better Boy. That's the 3 varieties my husband just picked up for me at the feed store because I didn't have any red tomatoes worth a hoot germinate. I had a few big boys. They look kind of rough, but let me tell you, they're doing better than the store-bought ones, so let me explain. So we watered them that night. They have not been without water. The next day, it did not rain on them. Then the next, a flood, a pure flood came, okay? Then yesterday, I let the ground kind of dry out a little bit because it's still just mud, okay? My driveway's flooded. This ground is wet. You can tell by looking. This morning, I watered them. I noticed the day after we put these in the ground, which it was full sun, these were bought from the feed store. It's supposed to be hardened off. I noticed wilting with the tomatoes. So let's address that question. Why are my tomato plants wilting? Why are yours wilting? Again, I'm no expert, but I think I may know the problem here. So, and the bizarre thing is, these are the Bonnie Best. I had 5 of those. They look excellent. The Better Boys look excellent. It's just the Celebrities. They look deep green. You've got the light green growth in the center. That's beautiful. You can see. Now, again, I just watered these, but it was still damp. You can tell here before I watered them. So it was not a lack of water causing the wilting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here starts the Celebrities. So he's looking a little puny, but I've pulled him on through. I have literally funneled the water to him because I want to show you what he looked like. This one's okay. It's not looking bad at all. Every one of the Celebrities look like this the day after we planted them. Now that's mud on it from splash from where I overhead watered. That's a rain, okay? That's just what we do. This is terrible. I know there's 2. They came in the pack that way and I couldn't get them separated. I didn't want to risk breaking them because they were so root bound. That may be part of the problem. I tried to loosen the roots when I planted these, and here we go. So I mounted up a hill. I just don't like planting mine down in a gully. Hopefully the leaves will keep mud off once they get established, but this looks terrible, okay? Again, it's only the Celebrities, but now this next plant, this is the one I said I need to pinch off the flowers, which I'm gonna do that right now. You know what, I'm gonna let it be. I'm just gonna let it be. Something's just telling me to let this be. This one looked identical to that right here. Now you can see some yellowing leaves at the bottom, but it looked terrible, just like that the other day. Then we go down here. This one was looking bad. He's getting better. This one looks bad, and that's pretty much it. And that's all the Celebrities. So let's talk about wilt. You can have a fungal wilt, you can have a bacterial wilt, or you can just have wilting from transplant shock, and I believe that that's what this is. All the plants look good in the transplant cells, just like this when we bought them. So they did not look diseased. They looked this way as soon as they got put in the ground. They started wilting. That makes me think that it's from transplanting, not bacterial or fungal. Bacterial wilt will start at the top and work down to the bottom of the plant. It's hard to tell with these little transplants though. Fungal wilt starts at the bottom leaves and goes up. Either way, I know if it's bacterial, there's nothing you can do. They say destroy the plants. I'm not pulling these up because he perked on up. So it could just be transplant shock. If you buy something from a big box store, we think that they're hardened off. And that's a mistake I've made. We think that they're ready to go in the sun. They're ready to rock and roll. That may not be the case. These probably were not that well hardened off, truth be told. And that's why they've had shock. This is direct sun all day long. It's cloudy right now, all day long. They were probably not watered very often. When I planted these, they were extremely dry, and that's why I say that. But the Bonnie Best were just moist in the cells. So water your plants before you plant them in the cells. Then plant them in the ground. That will help. Secondly, I personally would set mine outside several days in the sun if you've got the time to let them get acclimated. Put them from sun to shade and see how they behave, okay? Because I think we could have avoided some of this if we had done that. Now, what can you do if your tomato plants are wilting? Water, 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 water. To me, it's like the roots cannot access the water. No matter how much I put to it, these roots are not getting it. Shade and water and hope for the best, okay? So if you've got something like, again, I don't have anything I could put here, but I guess I could put a tarp up. You just don't want to make a heat dome over the plant. If you've got shade cloth, that would be great. And hope for the best, guys. That's really all you can do. Now, everybody says you use fertilizer. Could it be that? It could be, but not with that right beside it. And I never let my plants touch fertilizer. I put fertilizer down in the hole, then cover it up, then put my transplants on top of it. It could be because these are two. I don't know. But I do know one thing. If it was bacterial or if it was fungal, it wouldn't come back looking like this the next day, okay? It would not. If I was diagnosing a plant, the way the tops wilted on that one, I would say probably bacterial. If it was not transplant shock, because the top is so wilted and the bottom's not that bad. I still think these will perk on up. I truly do, because he looks better than he did. Okay, so, I mean, if you look at his counterpart over here, it looks fine. Now, these are the better boys. They look excellent. I mean, they really do. And even my little homegrown tomatoes up here, okay, he's wilting just a little bit. Just a little bit. These two, they're terrible. They look terrible, but they already had yellow leaves. That is from the sun, guys. That's from hardening these off. But I've got a very strong stem. It bifurcates. I've got good leaves here. I'm going to let it be. As long as you see green growth, they'll more than likely make it. So, reasons your plants are wilting, it could be a disease. But in this case, if you just put them in the ground and they're transplants, it's more than likely transplant shock. They probably weren't hardened off. They're not accustomed to the sun. They've not had enough water. They're not getting enough water. They're not used to the soil condition that you put these in, and they just go ballistic. They just don't know what to do. And sometimes they just may not make it. I've had that happen. Sometimes they will, but when you see, if you keep working with them, and if you see one turn around and perk back up, then that's a good sign. Also, if everything out of the pack, just say the celebrities, which they all looked bad the day after we planted them. I mean, they all look bad. But if some start perking back up, that lets me know this is not a disease, okay? Because bacterial is not going to do well. It's just going to progress and get worse and worse and worse. So we're going to monitor this. Now, if it is bacterial, for some reason, bacterial wilt, only thing you can do is pull up the plants and destroy it. These don't stand a great chance anyways. The leaves are on the ground, blah, blah, blah. I could pick them off, but they just don't have, I'm just going to let it be. It's supposed to rain again today. Let it be, see what happens, and go from there. Even my banana peppers are all wilting. That's one reason I think it's just all transplant shock. Every one of these wilted yesterday because it's severe heat, the wind, they're not used to this. So that is one reason your tomato plants may be wilting. Okay, guys, I hope this helps. Maybe this will answer some questions. We'll see you guys next time on Homestead Ranch.